Every marriage has three essential ingredients. When we gather for the celebration and blessing of a marriage, we understand that we're joining together two people in holy matrimony. Holy meaning unique, set apart, special, one of a kind. And we want the couple to understand at that moment that there are three essential building blocks to their marriage. Think about it. All the planning, the preparation, the waiting is over. That couple is gathered together in a special place with their family and closest friends, the people that they love and the people that love them. The day's finally arrived. They can take a deep breath. They made it. Soon they'll be on their honeymoon, but not yet. I want to talk to them about three essential ingredients. And Paul summarizes those three basic ingredients of a thriving, growing relationship in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. You know this verse. It says, "Now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love." Let's look at what Paul defines here. This famous passage, it's so famous because the truths are so profound. First, he talks about faith, an essential ingredient, faith in God and faith in each other. Faith in God. Marriage is God's idea. From the very beginning of time, God said two people would come together and become one spirit, that they would form a spiritual union, that their soul, their spirit, their essence, their inner core would be united together. There's this sort of super glue that takes place. God's taking two people and making them a marriage. It's the only place where 1 + 1 + 1 equals 1. God plus the man plus the woman equals 1. God's joining those together into what he calls a mystical union. The deepest inner parts of their being are being joined together at that very moment. It's not the dating process. It's not the courtship. It's not the engagement. It's when a person says their vows before God and before their family and friends that they are being joined together. And when that happens, God said, it's good. It's very, very good when two people come together like that. You see, in marriage, God wants both partners to be filled with the common resource of faith so that they can appeal to an impartial third party, a truth source from an infinite, eternal vantage point and perspective. Both people drawing on the same truth source, both people drawing from the same power source, faith in God and faith in each other. The big question is, do you trust him? Do you trust her? I'll look at the man and I'll say, Sam, do you trust Sally? Do you? Sally, do you trust Sam? This will be your most important relationship in life. These will be your most vulnerable moments before each other. So never stop trusting and believing in each other. Because if you lose the trust, you lose everything. And you will lose each other. So when the storms of life come on us, when the apple cart gets turned over, I want you to know that it's faith in God and in your partner that will see you through. Turn to the same God. You have the same trust and faith in him, and turn to each other. Have that same faith and trust in each other. You know, the Bible said that faith, the size of a mustard seed, could move a mountain. Now let's be clear about this. I want you to think about this for a minute. Faith, the size of a mustard seed, can move a mountain. Well, where's the power? Is it in the faith? Or is it in the mustard seed? Well, we say the power is in the mustard seed. The power is in the object of our faith. It's like a giant locomotive and we're the cars. And faith is the coupling that links us up to all the power and the energy of that locomotive, of that engine. Faith is simply the coupling that links us up with the object of our faith. That's why it's so important to trust in God. And when we trust in God, we learn that we can trust in each other. Faith. Don't forget the faith aspect of a relationship. And then there's hope. Hope says, whatever we face, whatever life throws our way, never, ever, 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 ever give up. Our love for God and for each other will see us through. Hope says, there's a God who cares and is in control. And this God has revealed himself to us. And not only has he revealed himself to us, but he's revealed to us everything we need to know about how to have a relationship, how to build a marriage, how to raise kids, how to handle our finances, how to find meaning and purpose in life. So never, ever, ever lose hope in God and each other. I remember one fella telling me about his proposal. It was rainy. He didn't want it to be a rainy day. It was wanted a sunny day, but it was raining. He decided to go through with the proposal. It was going to be outside around an old oak tree, a 250-year-old oak tree, the kind of oak trees we have from the 1600s here in South Carolina. And there he was under this oak tree in the rain, down on one knee, holding an umbrella, proposing to his woman, the one he loved, the woman he's been dating, who he's come to know. And I said to him when he told me that story, I said, let that live oak, that heritage oak, that living oak, they're so big. It has big, broad branches and deep, deep, deep roots. That's how it's lasted 250 years. Let that be a sign to you of your hope in God and each other. It's a symbol for you, the mighty oak tree, the legendary oak tree that we have here in South Carolina. God wants your marriage to be like that, built on deep roots with wide branches. Build it on hope in God and each other. And finally, Paul talks about love, faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these, he said, is love. Love for God and love for each other. When Jesus entered the planet Earth, he died on a cross. He was born into life. And that life was a life that was going to end in death, a death for you and me on the cross. It was the concept of sacrificial love, of my life for your life. Love says we give sacrificial love to each other. How do we do that? We pay attention to each other. We learn from each other. We listen to each other. We share with each other. We give to each other. It's our sacrificial love in God and each other that makes us stronger. That's why the greatest of these is love. Love says that whatever twists and turns life throws our way, whatever challenges come at us, come hurtling at us, and they do in life, those unexpected challenges. Love says we can walk through them together. So again, let that kind of hope and love burn brightly inside us to never, ever, ever give up, but see things through to the end. Sacrificial love says, pay attention to your relationship, learn together, experience life together. Experience transformation together, the two of you, into something that you cannot become alone, so that you will never, ever, ever be alone in this life. Sacrificial love says, when you say your wedding vows, remember it's your love for each other that will prevail in whatever comes your way. It's your love that will answer the deepest questions that life has to give. Love, that sacrificial love, is stronger than our greatest obstacles and difficulties. It is that concept of sacrificial love. And when you lose that concept of sacrificial love, you will lose the relationship. That's why in the wedding service, I face the man and I say to him, Sam, when you say your vows, from that moment on, you're not first anymore. Sally is. And Sally, when you say your vows, you're saying, I'm not first any longer. Sam is. Sam. Sally is God's special handcrafted gift for you, handmade for you since the beginning of time, hand-shaped for you. Sally, Sam is God's special handcrafted gift to you. He's been waiting to give you this gift, so treat it with faith, hope, and love. Each of you have waited all your life to give yourself to someone, and now may you give yourself to each other in faith, in hope, and in love. So if you understand that, you're ready to take your vows and give yourselves to each other and become one. Now, those of us who've been married for 3, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, we know that these three truths, faith, hope, and love, have been time tested in our lives. We know that those three remain: faith, hope, and love, for God and for each other. But remember, all of us, the greatest of these is love. Sacrificial love, my life for yours. And maybe today we need to practice those three principles in our lives: faith, trust in each other; hope, never, ever, ever give up; and love, sacrificial love. How can I love you in a sacrificial way this day? Faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love.